Hello, and this is my presentation for my final year project called Looking for the Positives. So, my project overview. The story behind my website idea was to create something that can relate to the global pandemic and show consequences it may have had on us, but also show the positives that can be gained in difficult situations. A personal goal for me in developing this project was to challenge myself in creating a unique website project that showcases my skill in web design and graphic design, from which I've learned from my studies in creative digital media. The process of developing this project was gaining inspiration from other websites online that will help me to create my own unique website. So the influences behind my project was the boat, Every Last Drop, NASA project, and a designer's manifesto. Each website provided me with inspirational features to include in my website, such as sections, scrolling effects, and pop-up pages. The software used for my final project included Illustrator for the designs of my illustrations, Dreamweaver for the coding of the final website, and After Effects for animations. The process behind my project. The first phase of this project didn't feature a lot of time coding, as I was trying to narrow down an illustration style that I'm capable of doing and the story behind the website with what it will feature. For phase 2, it felt like a restart to help me catch up and improve. So I began with updating my story concept, as this is something I feel that made me struggle in phase 1. I narrowed down a story that I knew I could work with for phase 2, and something that reaches an audience. When making a story about the stress and struggles people have gone through during the global pandemic, I needed the story to reach an audience who can relate to what the website features, which could also help and motivate them. I looked at negative feelings caused from stress and positives I went through while being in lockdown and implemented them into the website, as others could relate to the struggles we may have gone through over the last year. The negatives showcased on the website would include sleeping more, loneliness, working too much, and the positives that would be included to show what can be gained in difficult situations include spending more time with family, connecting with friends, and trying new hobbies and activities. So, for my character design, it was inspired by the designs of Headspace. I wanted to create a simple design with the use of shapes for illustration character design. I chose a square for a head and the main shape. The square will be seen as a solid shape perceived as stable. It would represent stability and is dependable for its solidity to add depth to this character. Shapes would have important meanings that would go beyond their geometric shape. For the square, it can symbolize elements such as primal, like Earth. For its highly stable shape that symbolizes structure for this character, the four corners would symbolize what we should be during difficult times, which is strong, conscious, dependable, and balance. Strong for being mentally strong to look after yourself, including your mental health. Conscious to be aware of your surroundings from now on, as you not only need to protect yourself but other people as well. Dependable, you can be relied on by others who may need you if others are struggling. Balance everything equally in your life, such as work, free time, sleep, so you'll have a good daily routine that will help you in these times. I used various colours. Various colours were chosen with their own meaning in what they symbolise. A certain colour can evoke reaction in one person and can often evoke the opposite reaction in another person. I decided to have the character appear with different colours in different sections to show the positive and negative feelings, emotions they may have. Colours used for negative emotions, feelings include yellow and grey. Yellow would represent fear, sad, depression. The grey could represent depression again, or lack of energy. Positive emotion feeling colours include blue and orange. The blue represent calmness and orange represent energetic. So towards the mid-semester phase 2, this would be the look of my wireframe that I developed. A wireframe serves as a skeleton of the website. Without it, the website won't function properly, and it's also useful to see contents and the functionality of the site without distraction from the visual. It's very quick and easy process before proceeding on to coding. The website would not have multiple pages, but instead serve as a landing page, which is a standalone web page. Each section with the circle design would feature the positive and negatives, along with the buttons to learn more about these and quick tips. While this was the wireframe for the website, it would not be the final look, as adjustments were made, as the sections with positives and negatives would have had too much content piling up against each other. I decided to add more sections with each positives and negatives getting their own section and space for their own content. So this is the final layout of my design, with the previous wireframe being the base of the website. New adjustments were added to the final design. The website had a clean look with a variety of colours used to give a friendly look. I also added in smooth transitions for each section to make it blend in more, such as like the second section as the white and the end section for the last one stay positive with the white. So for the code layout, in most sections I use mostly the same code to have a consistent look for the website, using the section tag and having multiple div tags within for elements like text and images either on the left or right side. In the positive and negative sections, circle designs were made using clip paths to achieve the different circle designs. So like as you see here, each sections would have a consistent look, like text would appear on the left and the image would appear on the right, and then vice versa the other side. I use JavaScript, multiple JavaScripts for this project. JavaScript is a scripting language used to create and control interactive effects within websites. I used 3 JavaScripts for this project, which was a .nav, a scroller, and a pop-up screen. The .nav.js allowed me to create an easy-to-use navigation system displayed on the right side of the website screen, with each dot linking to each section of the website. If the user were to click on the fourth dot, they would be taken to the fourth section. The scroller.js allows elements to fade in or out when scrolling through the website. I implemented this in div tags of text and images to allow fade-in effects from different directions, like left, right, or coming down from the top. The JS that took the most time to work out was the pop-up JavaScript. I created a script that helps function small pop-up screens to display information and quick tips for the positives and negative sections. As the user clicks on to learn more or quick tips button, a pop-up page will appear with the background section blurred out. The pop-up has its own background design to help read the information display. So the hover reveal boxes. In the initial wireframe created, the second last section would feature motivational quotes that would most likely fade in when the user scrolls further down. I decided to add more interactivity to this section by creating boxes that reveal the quotes when the user hovers over them. I wanted to have a quote mark icon appear over the box to help indicate the user to hover over the boxes, but I couldn't get it to work properly, and instead provided text to indicate the user to hover if on a computer or tap if on a mobile device. When coding these boxes, I had an idea to include a new section that would feature links to mental health organisations, as this website tries to provide information and tips for those dealing with stress and mental health issues. The box provides links and short descriptions to Irish organisations that can help those suffering from any stress or mental health issues. One of the final touches added to the website was animation effects. I developed 2 animations, with one of a character looking stressed and sad, while the other appears on the final section is an animation of the character waving to the user. These animations were created in Adobe After Effects. For the first animation seen on section 2, the character is seated but has a sad, stressful look on its face. The effect of the character blinking was achieved with the mask tool, as 2 facial expressions were used. The character is first seen with its eyes open, then blinks. The blink effect is shortened and duplicated to occur multiple times in the animation. The character waving animation was done with the use of the puppet tool. The puppet tool places dots all over the character's body in order for a body part to move or stay still. A dot is placed over the hand and is positioned left side with a keyframe and another keyframe that allows the hand to move back and forth. An expression code is used called loop out to allow the animation to function on a loop. My final thoughts overall are I am really happy with the final design of my project. I am happy I stuck with final year project towards the end, as there are many times during the whole year where I felt I wouldn't reach the end or create what I wanted. I did leave work late, like coding, but when I actually began to start typing the code and dreaming and seeing what I could make, it pushed me and drove me to move forward. It was a long year, but it helped me learn more about myself and what I'm capable of.